right. Cat. Yeah. Right. Dexter's joining us, possibly for all the videos I do today, maybe. Or damn cat's so needy. Right. Anyway, so I'm not gonna play it. I just want to skip through parts because I want to start off by saying so far what we've seen in the story mode, and we've all watched it probably by now. It is superb. Well done. Outstanding. You know, like, it's amazing, dude. Like, so good. It's so good. Don't fight me. Oh my god. No, it's not my fault. Can't enjoy Mortal Kombat. Anyway, they have really, and I was worried because I didn't care for MK11's story. I didn't care for MK10's. I know some people out there think that it's the greatest thing since sliced bread. If you do, back to Tumblr. Off you go. Right? It's absolute garbage. It's just rubbish, garbage stuff. However, in this particular instance, everything that's come out, sort of writing-wise, like storytelling-wise, be it from the actual biographies of the characters, which I want to do a video on, just going through all of them. Or maybe I'll wait. Maybe I'll wait till it all drops. We are, and this is, I've talked about this before, especially with Total MK, wanting to have this multi-layered storytelling of characters where you actually can feel sorry for them, see where they started from, and see where they're going from that. So it starts off, the story, you know, the prologue and then the actual chapter starts off with Shang Tsung, but he's not Shang Tsung. He's just a snake oil salesman. He's a quack peddler, and you know, he's got the gift of the mouth, the gift of the gab, so to speak, and he does. No, don't play with reptile. Cat's trying to eat reptile. No. You don't want to know what he can do. Just saying. I'm just saying, man. I just gotta warn the pussy. Anyway, so what I really like about this part is that, and Outworld Dragoon said it in a comment in one of the streams, is that Shang Tsung is just trying to survive. Right? He's just trying to survive and get through all of it, like get through life. And unfortunately, he's done it this particular way. If anyone's seen the movie with Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks called Catch Me If You Can, it kind of reminds me of that, where, like, you know, Leo's character, he's not a bad guy, but he's, unfortunately, because of the way his dad was, you know, he's a bit of a con man. He'd get his kids to run around, break windows, and then the father, as the glass replacing business, would then be able to get business. So, you know, he is a con man. But it doesn't mean to say that they're bad people, like evil people, right? You can do bad things, and sometimes that's all that people know, but it doesn't mean to say it makes it right. And this is the conflicting part we have right now with Shang Tsung, is that he is a bad guy. Like, he's doing shady stuff, like he's conning people out of their money. But that doesn't necessarily make him evil. Now, we also talked a lot, me and Total MK and Firelord and whatnot, about, you know, these people have the potential for evil. You know, and Digital Fracture was with us too. The potential for evil is there. And we see that later on, after he gets his ass beat, when Chronic Itch shows up, not first before he actually takes off his mask. So he's not actually an old man, which I thought was very cool. He's actually a young man. And he uses this mask to, you know, make it easier for people to trust him, because he's just a frail old man. And it's interesting how, you know, Chronica actually says the one thing that I think we're all thinking, that she isn't back. This is all just a red herring. Garrus is either doing this or somebody else. I think the big bad overall, reaching across from another universe or another timeline, is Onaga. I think he's controlling everything, even down to the microscopic level. Think of like Sauron out of Lord of the Rings, being able to reach out despite not having a physical form, his presence and his evil is so permeating that it goes that far. So she comes back and basically saying, well, I can give you all of this, right? I can give you all of this. Now, obviously, Kronika doesn't exist. So it has to be Garrus or something like that. Leaks pertaining to the fact that Garrus is indeed actually, quite mad that Liu Kang took his master, and then therefore he's seeking revenge. But that revenge could also then be instigated by Damashi's influence. If anyone's played World of Warcraft, Nazul was the Lich King. It was this malevolent force from another plane that was causing people to change and become evil, like Arthas becoming the Lich King. So I think that's the sort of stuff I want in Mortal Kombat. I want that depth. I want that level of like, man, this sucks for him. This is, wow, like she is absolutely playing on all his vanity on wanting to be a great sorcerer, and he's just not. So I really love this interaction. She does look, and I will admit, she looks 1,000 times better. And I think this is a massive misdirect. Okay? Just the way that he appears an old man to people, Kronika, or whoever's creating this apparition or avatar of Kronika, is appearing to Shang Tsung because as a female, more soft-spoken, demure, he's going to be more willing to listen than you sitting there and in the middle of the rainstorm, you see this gigantic hulk of a man just walking towards you. Shang Tsung. You know what I mean? Like, so she's doing exactly the same thing, or whoever's doing this is doing the same thing to Shang Tsung that Shang Tsung does to people, which is what I love. It's that nuance that I really, really enjoy, right? And then we get like, creep face, right? This dude's out of his mind. And then we go into the actual chapter, the new era with Kung Lao. And I tell you what, by the end of this, and I showed my son this, by the end of it, he was like, is that it? Oh my God, I want to keep watching. That's how good it is. That's how amazing it is. I showed someone, a friend of ours, she's not even a massive Mortal Kombat fan. She'll play fighting games, but she really likes a good story that goes with the game. I showed her this, 17 minutes, and she's like, I think I'm going to buy it. That's huge, right? Storytelling matters. This is what I keep saying to you guys, that everyone's, the combos. No, dude. No, Mortal Kombat isn't just about combos. The actual Mortal Kombat experience is largely involved with the storytelling and the character development and the fact that you actually have this deep universe that pulls you into it to then get excited about it, right? Anyone can look at a character and go, but you suck someone in, you wrap those, get those hooks in people, get them invested. That's incredible. This buddy thing that Raiden and Kung Lao has is awesome. It's so well done. It's actually really good to see so much focus on Kung Lao, because when we think about it, Kung Lao's ancestors is the great Kung Lao. You know what I mean? And maybe throughout this story, we may indeed hear snippets or storytelling of the great Kung Lao. Perhaps, maybe, I don't know. He could become the great Kung Lao. I don't think he will in this particular game. But he still could. It's very much like how Frodo and Sam were the heroes for destroying the ring, along with Merry and Pippin. Like, everyone had their own piece, and they were fantastic in their own way, and without that one piece, all of it falls apart. So I really like this back and forth, the buddy cop type stuff. The best friends with Kung Lao and Raiden. They go to the tea house with Madame Bo. People are saying Madame Bo could be the new Bo Ride show. Could be. It could very well be. Could very well be. Right? I don't care. I wasn't a big fan of Bo Ride show anyway. Right? It was just a fat drunk. Like, okay. Whatever. Like, I just didn't care. I don't drink, so, that sort of behavior, doesn't really interest me anyway. So, but I love her as a character. The entire tea house scene, I'm watching it going, this is Chinese cinema. This is how it feels. This is Chinese cinema. You've got the really badass but soft and warm master, whether an old man or old woman. perfectly done by Madame Bo. You know, you've got the sort of the cocky young dude, which is Kung Lao, and then you got Raiden, who is very much happy at being at home. He's very much. This is why Raiden, and I think that again, this is really wonderful storytelling. Again, I always wonder if John Tobias is working in the background, pulling the strings, because this feels like him. Raiden's attitude is the reason why he becomes Earthrealm's champion, right? He will become, the way he views his village and the way he looks after his village and the people in it and making sure that everyone's okay. It's not about being the best fighter. It's about him being the best soul. You understand? Like, and he's going to take that, he's going to take his village and he's going to expand his circumference of protection to all of Earthrealm. That is going to be why he becomes the greatest champion. And because, not the greatest champion, the protector of Earthrealm. Because of that. Because the way he sees his village is the way he sees all of humanity. And that's why Raiden is such a brilliant protector of Earthrealm. Okay? Doesn't have to be the strongest. We've seen him get his ass beat, even by Shao Kahn. But that's the thing. And it's interesting too, because like in this, Smoke straight up commits elder abuse, which is so funny. It's not funny, but you know what I mean? Like, it's just like, I'm just sitting there going, wow! You know, he's like, a crack! And he's a badass. Like, he's straight up badass. But again, multi-layered. We're going to see Smoke realize that maybe the way the Lin Kuei are doing things, and maybe even Scorpion and him talk in future chapters. I'll be like, you know what? This isn't good. This is so funny. This is what inspired me to do that video, everybody. You know, with the Backstreet Boys. Because it just, you know what this reminds me of? I wonder if it's on purpose. This reminds me of classic ninja films where the ninjas are kind of just standing there. And I'm a big ninja fan, but, you know, like, they do look a bit funny. Like, they're just standing around. Are we doing it? Are we breaking the chair now? No? No? Okay, alright. Well, okay, we'll wait. Alright, okay, we'll wait. So they, you know, they're just standing around like, you know, whatever. I want a ninja suit though. I hope we get a ninja suit as a costume. Just a straight black ninja suit. I'd love that. That'd be so good. And Raiden and Kung Lao watching on, you know, because what happens is the Lin Kuei, and they do this a lot, mobsters do this, gangsters, you know, they say, well, hey, you pay us protection money and you'll always be protected. Which, you know, is kind of ironic, considering that if you don't pay it, then they become the one that you're probably needing protection from. So Madame Bo refuses, you know, the payment, and then like the Lin Kuei start destroying stuff, and then you know, Madame Bo goes mental, starts hitting on Smoke, and then she goes her crack, and then gets thrown over a balcony, right? And then Kung Lao and Raiden jump in. Now at this point, Raiden has no powers. He's nowhere near as good as Kung Lao, right? Okay, and they do fight Smoke. Like, Kung Lao is the one that ends up taking on all the ninjas, actually. He takes on Smoke. I think he definitely takes on Scorpion as well. Right, because the boys do show up after the Smoke fight. Right, so you see that in one of the earlier reveals for Mortal Kombat 1. Right? That cool intro with Sub-Zero up on the roof and he throws down his freeze ball, and then Scorpion walking in as well, which is cool. So we're starting to, and I really like this part. I really like this part where Scorpion wraps around his ankle. He's like, get over here, and just like reefs him, right? And that reminds me stuff of too. I actually really liked this because I've seen this in martial arts before, where they kind of like, they wrap up somebody's foot, you know, and they're like pulling, and they've got really good center of gravity, you know, and they're sort of resisting, you know, and eventually they overpower and they're able to like sort of like pin their foot back down, you know, so they can't get pulled away like he has done there. And then Scorpion's like, nah, you know, big reef, pulls him out, and then Kung Lao retaliates. You know, and then takes on Scorpies, which is really cool, right? This was amazing. This took me back to like really awesome, you know, Asian cinema, you know, and then you got ninjas involved as well, which was really, really cool. right? And obviously you see a bit of cameo action, but it was so well developed. It was incredible. Now Sub-Zero, because he's Grandmaster, right? He's just straight down the line. Like, he's just got no, for a chill dude, he's got no chill, right? He's just straight up, like, you know, wallops like Kung Lao. He jumps up on this thing, you know. I love watching this whole thing. It's so amazing. I haven't been this excited about Mortal Kombat story since MK9, right? Now this dude here, man, he's just like, this is the one thing that I really love about what they've done here. They've able to inject humor that I've seen also in Asian martial arts cinematography, right? Where you've got these really awesome fight scenes going on and stuff like that, and then you might bump someone's table and there's like some old dude like, right, you know, and then you might just pick up the bottle and, you know, lean in and smash. Like, it's that tiny little bit of comedic relief. It's not necessary, but it's very akin to this style of cinematography. And Total MK was like saying, like, whoever the cinematographer, and this is just incredible, like absolutely incredible, right? And so Subby like freezes his hand in place, and this dude just, right? You know what I mean? He's like, oh yeah, that'll work. Thanks, dude. Plink, and he's got plink, and then I think it goes plonk when he drops it in his. Does it go plonk? He goes plink, plonk. That's so badass, man. Right? And I love it. Like, and Raiden's like he took on some of the ninjas and beat them, right? And then we get the much more extended scene of Kung Lao throwing the hat at Sub-Zero, you know, and it's actually dented because it's just, you know, a straw hat. And this badass where he's like, whatever, man, you know, now I got your attention, you know. And then of course he throws the disc that was on the wall, and then that works. So then now we see a slight inspiration of his hat, like how he gets that. He's like, oh, that works. That's really cool, man. You know. He's like, then go before I put you down. You know. It's so good. So yeah, Kung Lao straight up takes on 3 of the Lin Kuei. Straight up. Right? And it is incredible. Getting to the end of this was actually weaponized depression. I hated it. I hated it because I was so enthralled. They've done a wonderful job. Truly, a wonderful job. And I can't wait to see what else they do. I have a good feeling that now that we're starting to see more stuff, I'm starting to get a feel of the pulse of the game, you know. And I think, hopefully, if there are good writers involved, that things that we are seeing, like Chronic Itch, is just a red herring. So people do get that, oh my god, are you serious? You know, and then at the last minute, it'll be like, what? And it just, no, it's not going to be that at all, right? So anyway, guys, let me know what you think. I'm sure you guys have watched it. And yeah, catch you guys next time. See ya.